My name is Dana, and I am 37 years old, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was 32, so I just hit 5 years. I found my lump randomly. I was pretty good about doing self-exams, so I knew my breast tissue, and then one day I had an itch, and I felt a lump and had it checked out and was pretty stunned to find out that it was breast cancer. I had no family history, and I had that mentality, I'm too young, so I figured it was nothing, and turned out it was cancer. Went through treatment of double mastectomy, 4 rounds of chemo, reconstruction surgery, and then hormone therapy. So that was pretty much the whole breast cancer saga for me, pretty quick. And then in terms of Colleen and myself, we've lived across the street from each other our entire lives. I used to be Colleen's babysitter. I always say that because I think it's funny. I know. Our parents were best friends. They met when myself and Ben, Colleen's older brother, and I were in school together. We basically grew up together, and that's kind of how the whole families got connected. When my family moved, Colleen's family moved. We literally think of each other as family.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely. And then really my breast cancer experience kind of course, tagged right off of Dana's. We've done a lot of same things together in life. But I have no family history or anything. And I was actually doing a race to support Dana after she was diagnosed, and a breast cancer walk. And then within several days after that is when I found my lump. I was 27 at the time and was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer. And like I said, no family history, but went through genetic counseling as a result of being diagnosed so young, and did discover that I have the BRCA2 genetic mutation as well. So that was part of the experience too. From there, I had neoadjuvant chemotherapy for 20 weeks, and then double mastectomy and reconstruction. And then personally after that, like, just changed a lot of things in my life. And I ended up quitting my job. I was in a corporate marketing position to go back to school to be a nurse. So I've been doing prerequisite classes for the past about year and a half. And then I'm starting my program next week. I was just telling Dana about like how crazy that is. So it's been quite a few years. That was, gosh, it's going to be coming up 3 years now from when this experience all started. So pretty horrible experience in so many ways, but so much good has come out of it. And that's kind of how Life It Up came to be too. I was inspired at a conference that I was at. Luann Kahn is a local news reporter in Philadelphia. I was at a breast cancer conference there, Living Beyond Breast Cancer, and she shared her story and experience of going through breast cancer, and I think she had another type of cancer as well, and then kind of getting in a rut after that as a survivor, and challenging herself to try something new every day for a year and calling it I Dare Me. And so I was really inspired by that when I came back. And you come off of a conference and you're kind of on a high when you see somebody that really touches you and like gets down to your soul, and you're like, I want to do this and feel that way. So I felt like really confident that I was going to do this when I got home. And I just remember I think we even maybe were doing something at the wellness house or something, like cancer, was on our mind, and we were talking about stuff. And I just was kind of telling Dana, like, this is just something that I came across that I, want to try. And I didn't even know how I would put it out to the world, or if I would, or just do it myself.
I don't even think you got to that point.
I just was like, this was probably back in maybe October or something last year. So, and we started January 1st. So it was just an idea at that point. And then Dana was kind of like,
I was like, so we're going to do something new every single day, like 365 times, something new. And Colleen was, trying to convince me that this would be something we could handle and do. And then we started talking about Luann's book, and she was giving us ideas and things that she had done. And I think then I was totally on board because I thought it was so fun. And I think we just literally sat down and started making a list of, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. And it really just blossomed.
Yeah.
And we had tons of different ideas. And
I think as survived cancer, and it's like, what's next in your life? And sometimes you can, again, like, I just like how it kind of keeps you present in the moment of each day, at least at some point, and inspired to like do something new, even when you're maybe not even having a good day or whatever, and kind of find the good in that day. I really like how it forces you to do that. And we've also talked about too, that if we weren't doing it together, we don't know. I think we're on like what, day 220 or something.
Almost 230.
You know, like, would we really have like committed to it and stuck with it? So I think doing it with somebody else has been so beneficial to like hold each other accountable. And like, I know like I have to do it because we've come this far. We're not gonna like give up now.
So for day one for me, I had read somewhere that if you eat a pomegranate on New Year's Day, it brings you good luck and, you know, just a happy year. So I didn't even know how to open up a pomegranate or how to eat it or how it worked. So that's how I kicked off the new year. And it was pretty cool because it was the very first thing I had never done before.
And my New Year's Day kind of went off with a bang. I've been so lucky this year. But my mom and I took a trip to Hawaii, and we left on New Year's Day. And so, yeah, first time to Hawaii. It's always been a dream to go there, and we're lucky enough to go together this year. So that was kind of how I kicked off the new year.
And then some of the other things that we've done, a lot of it has been challenging each other to kind of do, you know, something that we, you know, it's out of the comfort zone. So the big things we've done together is we've done a polar plunge, which had I not been doing this, I would have never considered. So we did that together, which was an amazing experience, and kind of to me what Life It Up is all about, just really doing something that you would never consider. And it was quite a cool day. The big thing we've done together is we took a trip to Ireland. We had been talking about doing something with our families for a really long time. And, you know, after we were both done with treatment, Colleen and I kept saying we want to do something, we want to go somewhere. And we had mentioned that we wanted to take this trip. And next thing you know, like our parents were going, and we had planned this really big trip, and it's part of both of our heritage. So we took that trip this summer, and it was an awesome experience where we had the opportunity to do a lot together. And then we each kind of branched out and did some of our own things too. We did indoor skydiving last Friday, which was another one of the amazing Life It Up adventures that we've had, where something I don't know if either one of us would have considered a couple of years ago. So those are some of the really big things we've done together.
And now we're going to do real skydiving. Keep telling you. We're doing it.
Later this year. I knew that would happen when we went there.
I know.
So we're giving it a little time, but as soon as we told everybody we were considering it, we have about 25 people want to join us. So can't look back now.
Yeah. And that's been really fun too, is like, you know, hoping that you're inspiring other people to kind of do new things too. And I think in our way that we've gotten really good feedback, you know, just with, again, and like, the things we're talking about here are really big things. I mean, on a normal Monday, it can be really small, you know, trying a new food, you know, making a new dish. It can be like really, you know, just kind of taking the ordinary and making it something special.
And we've done little things like some of them are little, some are, some, you know, Colleen wrote a letter to a soldier. I wrote a letter to the president. I've never done that before. We've gone to different like stores or different ways home, or, you know, maybe you talk to somebody next to you and you've never talked to a stranger. I mean, just lots of little things we've done, which kind of can make your day bigger. And to Colleen's point, we have people all day long like, oh, you could do this, and what about this for Life It Up, and I want to be a part of it, and what can I do to join? And I think and the biggest thing that's happened to us, we had somebody who found us and then posted a blog saying that they were going to start doing the same thing. They were inspired by us. And I think it was a girl that just finished her chemo treatment. And she was like, I saw these girls doing Life It Up, and I want to challenge myself to do something different every day too. And when I saw that from somebody that we didn't know, I was like, we have made the impact that we've been hoping for, just to get other people out there and inspired to do the same thing, because it's been amazing. I think it's been one of the best years I've ever lived just by doing all this.
You know, one of the main things is, you know, I think life can pass you by. Before I got sick and everything, you know, I just feel like sometimes days turn into weeks, turn into months, turn into a year, goes by, and you're like, where's the time gone, you know? And this kind of that kind of time lapse that happened over those years, like, and now going through cancer and just realizing like how precious time really is, and that you never know what's going to happen next or how much time we have. So how important it is to really, live for today. I have a bracelet that says celebrate today, and I just really feel strongly that that's like my mission from here on out, is to really really live each day to the fullest, and to experience as many new things as I can, and just enjoy every moment, and of course there's good days and bad, and it's easier to do some days, than others too. But I think that's kind of really also the spirit of the challenge, is to live each day to the fullest, to be open to try new things, to get out of your normal routine, and to push yourself, to challenge yourself to do something new. And so that kind of ties into for me personally, the new career. I mean, going from kind of what I was doing to nursing school is such a big change. And, it's obviously like scary change in a lot of ways too, but it's also very exciting and rewarding to kind of go and pursue something that's challenging and hard, and that ultimately, like, I can dedicate my life and career to helping other people that are facing similar things that I went through. So kind of just keeps it in perspective every day. And I hope too, when the year is over, that the new firsts and experiences don't end, this is something I think will continue to uphold that spirit of the challenge going forward as well.
And for me, hitting 5 years was obviously a milestone that I had hoped that I would achieve when I was diagnosed. But at the same time, it's been really hard for me emotionally to still get past, the trauma of going through cancer. And I still have a lot of anxiety and fear over recurrence and, what's going to happen in the future. And I feel like for the first time this year, I've actually been able to take a step back, enjoy my life, and realize all of the stuff that I'd never done before. Whether or not I had cancer, it was stuff I never thought about doing, and kind of just inspires me. Like every day I wake up and I'm like, okay, what am I going to do today? What am I going to do that's different and not, the same, routine, the same route to work, the same lunch, the same, I'm never going to go into that restaurant by myself just because I'm too afraid to do it. And I have this new mentality of, if I pass something I want to go try, I do it and I don't wait. And I just live for today and, don't worry about the past, and just keep thinking about like all these fun things I've never done. And it's really brightened up every day and made the fear and anxiety a little bit less and a little bit less stressful for me. So it's been so much fun.
Yeah. For the last day of the challenge, I think it's still kind of up in the air. The main thing is to kind of, for me personally, is to reflect on all the amazing things. I mean, even kind of just looking back from where we're at now, we've done so much, and we're about a little over halfway through. So I think by the time we get to the end, it's just going to be so cool to reflect and celebrate everything that we've done.
And we're always looking for ideas. So if anybody has a good one, we're definitely open to it. And some of the things that we've done so far this year, it's almost hard to beat. So I think we're still trying to figure out what we want to do on that last day. We'll definitely celebrate.
Champagnes and order. Yeah.
So we challenge you to either join us by lifing it up every day and following our journey, or we also challenge you to maybe start your own. And just because the year is more than halfway over doesn't mean that you cannot you have to wait until next year. You can start at any point in time. There's no rules to this challenge. And bring a little life to your everyday and try something new. And we'll be checking in, and hopefully you'll be checking in with us to see, our progress and what we're up to. And we'd love to continue to get other ideas and have you follow us.
Our Facebook page is Life It Up 365.